I think the coolant setup is good, so I'm gonna go ahead and start working on these things, because essentially I'm gonna need to start tuning it and I need to be able to drive on the street. So yeah, I need a hood in the car. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of weld all the way around, kind of finish it off, and then let it sit, and then I'll put the gasket on, so that will be, you know, the right height it's supposed to be, and then I'll probably end up, you know, trimming the hood again one more time. So, at least got one side done. Not bad. Not bad at all. Have you guys like on recording right here? So, like the challenge I guess is trying to film and trying to get you guys on here. So, let's see. Yeah, so I'm trying to like do some YouTube stuff, some TikTok stuff, and yeah, that's what's up. I got that mounted, but I think I'm actually gonna have to drill this whole thing or cut this whole thing out, because those screws are double-sided, so I need a nut and a screw, which means I need to cut in the bottom. But that looks pretty good. It does lock already in place. I do need to make some minor adjustment. Once I have that locking thing in place, then I should be able to make those adjustments. But look at that, that looks pretty awesome. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, gonna be working on converting this to E85 capable stuff. Right now I do have a Deca 80 here, so that's actually technically E85 capable, but I'll be upgrading that to some 210 pounds Bosch injectors. Along with that, I'll be doing my feed and return, so I'm going with 10 AN for the feed and 8 AN, I think? Yeah, 8 AN for the return. On top of that, I got some nice aeromotive filter, 10 microns. I think it's 10 microns, yeah, 10 microns. And then of course I got my brackets for the pump, and of course this is well set up as you guys can see here. Right now I'm planning to run 1.525, whatever the Hellcat Walbro one has. I think it's 525, I don't actually recall what it is. Yeah, originally I was gonna go with a 450, but I found out they make a bigger one than that, so I'm gonna go ahead and try that out. And then later on, when I actually do need the power or do need more pump, then I'll go and double that up. Now the challenge with this is I didn't buy the top hat or whatever they call them on the Audis. Let me show you guys. So I guess they sell this right here with an AN fitting. Yeah, I didn't buy that. I should have bought it, but I didn't. I couldn't find a vendor online that has it. I think Slow Boy Racing, no, something with Rabbit, Silly Rabbit Racing, something like that. I don't remember what it was. I bought their bracket, but I didn't see this thing online, so then I didn't purchase it. I guess I could have given a call too, but basically, when I was buying stuff, I couldn't find anybody that had it on their website, so I didn't buy it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and tap it. Hopefully, I've never actually opened this up, by the way, guys. So I'm gonna go take off this cap, and then I'm gonna go see if I could tap it with a bulk fitting that I bought. Hopefully it works out. So gonna go ahead and take that off, and since it's kind of factory stuff, there's tons of do-it-yourself, you know, how to and whatnot. I'm gonna take this off camera and then follow up from there. So say we'll take the pump off. I didn't have the special tools, I just kind of force it out. And then when I was taking this off, I actually snapped, well, right now I forget. One of this I accidentally snapped, so I think I have to buy another one. Maybe when I do it like a dual pump, I'll switch it out again for a good one. But seems like you might not need that little, it had like one of this little things on there. As you guys can see, I've never worked with this before. So this thing didn't come with an instruction, but I think that's how you put it in. And then, so I went to Google and looked up some pictures, and it seems to be mounted on top like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and basically we'll go with that, and I think that's how you put it inside the bucket. Pretty sure. I'm gonna go ahead and just push this in, I guess. Would have been nice if it came with like instruction. You know, it doesn't have to be super detailed, but you know, something. Gonna use the pump or the pump filter. Should probably put this last. Okay, so I think I figured out how I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna plug the top, I'm gonna plug the bottom. Or maybe I will plug the top. Yeah. So I got this thing to fit like that. Problem is, I think it might be best if I actually drill a little bit bigger, obviously, but at the same time, I think it might be best if I take out this thing right here. Alright guys, well, I gotta say, I'm a little bit skeptical with this setup that I got going on here. When I was planning it, it sounded like a good idea, but now that I'm doing it, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in anyway because I already, you know, put it together. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go order the actual top hats that they make. It's like aluminum and whatnot. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just bought it from the start, but you know, here we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in there. I think though it should work. The only concern that I have is sealing, essentially, but might work. So we'll see. Okay, so I have it put back on. Looks pretty good, surprising, but I'm not too happy with it, so I'll probably, or most likely, will end up just replacing it anyway. But for now, while I wait for the new part, I'm gonna go ahead and route everything else. I mean, it shouldn't change much more from here. I will probably give it a little bit more slack on the lines, just in case, you know, I do need some minor adjustment. But for the most part, I think it'll be the same either way. So gonna go ahead and run with that for now. Alright, so remove the wheels, car's jacked up. Gonna go ahead and try to figure out what I'm gonna do next. So the first thing that I'm kind of thinking is taking off all these lines right here. The nice part about this is I don't need a stock one, so I'm just gonna start cutting them up and removing them that way. Now I'm not gonna go through the same route as this, so I'm gonna go a different route, probably somewhere over here. Figure out where that's gonna come out. On second thought, maybe it might be better if I go on the top more. So maybe route my lines down here instead. Okay, so somewhere over here. Now, quick note, there is going to be 4 lines that's going back there. The first one is the feed, the second one is the return, third one is the radiator steam to the expansion tank, the fourth one is going to be the methanol injection. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and now start pulling the lines from the bottom. I think I'm going to start on the back side first, pull the lines from this side, and then work my way to the front. Alright, from the back end, I don't think I can get you guys some footage, especially since it's all the way to the back there. But all I'm really doing is pulling the lines out, so nothing really special. Midpoint check, I removed the guard that was over here, took off some of the lines already. So this is already loose, all the way to the back right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it right there. That way I don't have to deal with long lines trying to take it off. There's no reason for me to keep it anyway, it's all trash. One thing I gotta note, fuel is one of those things that I really don't like working with because it tends to make a lot of mess like this, especially when you're taking it out. and it just smells like gas in this whole garage. So you have like the garage door open, but yeah, it just smells so bad. Oh man, one quick note, this filter was not easy to get to at all. I basically had to modify one of my M8 tool that I bought because apparently we needed one of these and I didn't know that, and I needed a short one. There was no space for the long one. I'm really glad that I'm not using any of the stock lines because yeah, I pretty much pinched it just trying to pull this out. Alright guys, banged it up. Got enough clearance. It's a little sharp edge on the top right here where I started cutting, but I did bend it back so you shouldn't have any issue with that at all. And let's get some drill going. Ran into a bit of a problem. So I forgot that I needed a filter for my feed, but I didn't buy 2 more fittings, so can't install it for now. What I'm gonna do is I went to Amazon and actually ordered 2 more, which should be here tomorrow. So I got pretty lucky that they have one around here, so maybe I can finish it tomorrow, but for the meantime I'll do the rest. Now as far as placement, I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna put it right here, something like that. But while I wait for that, these are the 2 lines coming out right here, and that's about ready to go. The bottom looks actually pretty good. It's kind of tucked, so I still haven't like fully tucked them yet. They're just temporary there, but so far it's looking pretty good. Alright, so took everything back out again. Now I just drilled a hole, or made a hole for no reason, because I'm not gonna go that way anymore. I have decided to go on that bottom piece right there, and I think it'll look a lot neater if I go that way, so I'm gonna leave this alone, kind of open like that, whatever. But here's an update though. Alright, so for the most part the bottom part is already mounted. As you guys can see right there, it's pretty flat. It's gonna be nice and tucked. And if you go over here, so I was able to tuck this line right here. This is the steam port for the engine, and next to it, this is why you see a zip tie there, that's gonna be the methanol injection lines. So that comes out in the back right here. So that's the steam port right there, so straight into the expansion tank, which is perfect. So now I at least, you know, got that out of the, so at least got that out of the cabin. The second part right here that I was talking about, this is going to be the lines for methanol injection. I'm going to keep the methanol injection on the right side, or yeah, I think the right side, because the battery would probably go right here, and then eventually if I do get, you know, change the tank, it'll be on top right here. I originally, by the way, wanted to place that on that side, but I just don't think I have enough room. But anyway, look at this mess right here. That's what happens when you're bleeding stuff, and yeah. So I gotta go flush the engine later on, and then switch it to an antifreeze instead of just using water. I was just using water to make sure I could bleed the system, and I don't want to use antifreeze just so I could get it all over the ground or something. Well, kind of made a mistake here. Kind of tore up into the lines. Hopefully it's not gonna leak. Darn it. If this thing ever leaks, I'm just gonna cut it off in the middle, somewhere over here on the bottom, and then kind of add an extension from there. One quick tip for those that may not know about this trick yet: you could use a wire protector to cover the edge. That way you don't cut your lines or wires and whatnot. Alright, so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stop working on the fuel system. I'm gonna have to finish up, you know, the feed side when I get those 2 fittings, which maybe shows up tomorrow, maybe Monday. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the hood latch. Alright, couple things to note. First one is I ended up tacking this one, the washer, just because I made the hole a little too big. So maybe I'll tack it on the other side as well. Now, I already had to cut this one off because, yeah, I accidentally bent it and everything. And then this side, I'm going to have to trim it as well. So what I'm kind of thinking is I'll probably finish that up, you know, kind of clean it up and make it look nice. And then, of course, work on this as well. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'll probably take off the hood and clean up everything that I need to do, including all this stuff. So there's no point of, you know, trying to clean that up and then unbolting it. And yeah, because I got a lot of stuff to clean up on this hood. So I'll do that all at one time. But for the most part, this thing, you know, lines up, or was lining up. I guess that thing shifted. Okay, let me try this again. Somehow this thing got turned. So let's try that. There we go. Okay, so that's one, and then the second one's right here. This one too. So check this out, guys. This looks pretty awesome. Pretty happy with how it turned out, especially the way it looks right now. Looks pretty sick. Pretty happy as well that now I can finally drive it with a hood, so that's a good thing. Alright guys, so that is it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.